Hey guys, if you're looking to sell your home, there's lots of things to consider. Today, we're going to talk about the most common ways to sell your home, and keep watching if you want to see the number one way to get your home sold for the highest amount of money and with the least amount of hassle and headaches.
Hi, this is Living Local San Antonio with the Lease and Jay.
And I'm Elise, and that's Jay. And if you have any questions about this or you want to chat about it, anything real estate, please feel free to reach out to us. Information is in the description.
That's right. Please feel free to call, text, or email us, especially on this subject today. We're going to go over a lot of information and talk about a lot of different programs we have to help sellers. Just give us a call and we can walk you through and answer those questions for you. There's lots of different reasons to sell your house, and we're going to take a look at some of these reasons that people typically want to or need to sell their home. There's a bunch of various reasons that people would want to sell, and these could be personal or financial reasons, but usually the main reason behind it is there's some sort of major life event going on. So here's some of the main reasons why people want to sell.
Yep, that's right. Let's start off with new jobs. Easy peasy. People have to move for their new job. They got a promotion or they actually got a new job. Okay, you're having a baby, so you need to upsize. We had friends that were an 800 square foot home and they were having twins. So we needed to get their home sold fairly fast before they brought those two babies into the world. So growing families need more space. Empty nesters, just the opposite. You could be downsizing. All your children have gone off, grown in college, or have gotten jobs. So now you have the house to yourself, your new smaller house to yourself. You're getting married. A lot of people, when they settle in together, they want to make new memories in a new home. Unfortunately, this happens. Number 5 is getting divorced. Divorce prompts the sale of homes, either to divide assets or accommodate a change in life living arrangements. You're retiring. So transitioning to a different lifestyle, such as moving to retirement community, warmer climate, or closer to family. Things that we're going to have to deal with in our lifetime is death or inheritance, settling in inherited property, such as estate planning or handling the distribution of assets among heirs.
That's right. And those are the reasons why people would move, that are those life-changing events that we talked about. But there's also just financial reasons. Maybe you need to tap into your home equity for something like paying off debts or funding an education or handling some sort of unexpected expenses. Or maybe it's just something where you want to access some cash for an investment of some sort. Right. So those could be financial reasons why you'd want to sell. And then there's personal reasons. A lot of people will get into a house without knowing the maintenance side of being a homeowner. So maybe they want to sell because they're having some costly repairs or some maintenance issues, or maybe they got into some sort of like money pit situation. Or on the flip side of that, maybe you just want to sell to be in a different neighborhood or a different area because they've got more amenities and schools and parks that you like, right? So those would be personal reasons why somebody would want to sell. And all of these, or a combination of these reasons, can be why families might want to sell their homes.
Also, there are lots of different ways to sell your house. So what do we need to know as a seller about various options you have? We have a list of different ways and some pros and cons of each. Number one way to sell your house is hire a real estate agent. Hire a professional real estate agent who lists the property on MLS, markets it, manages the selling process, including negotiations, paperwork, pictures, showings, all that fun stuff. We'll talk more about this at the end of the video, so keep watching. Number 2, for sell by owner, we call those FSBOs. Selling the house without a real estate agent, where the homeowner manages the entire process of selling the home, including marketing, showing, negotiations, paperwork, all the fun stuff. Number 3, selling to your friends or family. Selling the house privately to a family member or friend or acquaintance without involving traditional real estate channels. Most of the time, this method is successful when a family member passes away and another family member wants to buy the home and keep it within the family.
And the next one is iBuyers, and these are investment buyers, institutional buyers, or instant offer buyers. Selling your house to an iBuyer company, these are companies like Opendoor, OfferPad, Knock. So they provide a quick cash offer and the convenience of letting you pick your closing date. So you could be right away within 2 or 3 weeks, or it could be 2 or 3 months, and it lets you be flexible with that, but you have that certainty of being able to close when you want. But some of the cons that go along with that, just think about the questions like, who's representing you in your best interest if you're dealing with an iBuyer? And are you okay with giving up a significant portion of your equity for that convenience factor that we just talked about? And also, how do you know if it's even a good offer or not if you don't know how much your house is worth before you get into that situation? So dealing with iBuyers and even all the ones that Elise mentioned, we can help you with that as realtors, and we can look over this stuff, and we can even represent you if you want to sell directly to an iBuyer like Opendoor. In fact, we can help you get offers as it is cash offer in as little as 24 to 48 hours with Opendoor and some of the other programs that we work with. The next one is investors, like property wholesalers or cash buyers, flippers, or even buy and hold investors. So working with an investor is a lot like working with an iBuyer. The difference is that investors are usually looking for properties properties that are in need of some repairs and some updates and things like that. And they usually will offer a really quick closing date, 2-3 weeks. They can get your money and they can start doing what they need to do to the house. Some of the downside of that is, what if that house, it's a house that needs repair, but what if we could get those repairs done for you with no out-of-pocket cost, or you just have to pay out of your proceeds at closing, right? Now, would that be a better way to go than selling it at a big discount and letting the investor make all the added value? Maybe it is. And if so, that's a program that we have, and we can talk to you about how that works and how that might help you get a little bit more money for your house in your pocket. The next option to look at is actually a lease option or a rent to own, where you can offer your property for lease with the option to buy, or for rent with the option to buy. And there you can offset some of the rent, make an incentive. If they pay the rent on time, you'll give them $100 or $200 towards their eventual down payment. But some of the downsides are, one, you're not out of the house completely. You're not taking a big chunk of money until they actually buy it out from you in a year or 2 or 3 or whatever that is. And you're still acting in a landlord capacity in the way that taking care of the maintenance and the things that are going, that might need fixing or updating at the house. The next one we want to look at is owner financing. And with owner financing, you basically become the bank and you let the new buyer make a down payment to you, and they're going to make their monthly mortgage payments to you. And if you still have a mortgage on the house, then you have to turn around and make mortgage payments to your bank. You can keep the arbitrage, that difference in between. But that's one of the reasons that a lot of sellers don't offer seller financing, is because banks have, in the mortgage that you sign with the bank, they have a due on sales clause, which means if they want to, they can call your loan when they found out that you've sold it to somebody else, and then you have to pay the remaining balance on that loan. So just that alone is enough to scare away most sellers. But again, we have a program to offer for you if we wanted to offer owner financing on your home. And basically the way that works is, we have a bank that'll come and step in. They will pay you the fair market price of the house. They're going to pay you what we're asking for it. Then you're out of the situation because you've got your money, you've paid off your loan, and they owner finance to the buyer. And so that's a great way for you as a seller to open up your home to a bigger market of buyers, because not all buyers can get a loan. Some of them might need help with owner financing, and this is a way we can offer it, but also allow you to move and get that chunk of money that you're looking for. The next one we wanted to talk about is just a good old-fashioned auction, right? How many sold, that kind of thing. But we're selling your house through an auction, either online or in person, where the interested buyers bid on the property, and typically the highest bid is going to win. But some of the cons of that is, what if the house doesn't sell, or what if it sells for less than market value? Or how will the buyers find out that my house is even for sale from a marketing perspective? How do they get the word out? And then the other thing is the group of buyers that are coming to bid on my house, are they looking for more of a deal and a bargain, or are they looking for a house to pay full price and move into the house and live in it and make their own memories, right? So all of those things are things that come up when you're selling by that route. So you can see here that each method comes with its own set of like advantages and drawbacks and things that you just need to think about. And you should also carefully evaluate your situation and the condition of the property before choosing the best way to sell your home. And this is really where we come in. And honestly, we can help you evaluate these different methods. We can figure out which one's best for you and your situation. And that's where we can help you sort through these things and really give you an educated idea of which way to go.
And hey, keep watching if you want to see the number one way to get your home sold for the highest amount of money and the least amount of hassle. And of course, we are biased, but it's been proven over and over again. The number one way to sell your home for the highest price, fastest time, and for the least headaches is to hire a realtor like us. But don't take my word for it. Hey, Jay, tell them some numbers. I know you're numbers guy. Tell them the data.
So like Elise was saying, home sellers have a lot of options when it comes to different ways to sell their house. And they basically know that realtors sell 90% of all the houses that go on the market. And that's why they come to us in the first place, right? So realtors are going to get 15 to 20% more than your typical FSBO or for sale by owner. And the for sale by owner houses that are on the market, they're usually on the market longer, up to 2 weeks. Well, really a lot longer than 2 weeks, but close to 85% of them are going to end up realizing that it's harder than they thought, and they're going to end up listing with a realtor anyway. And that's why we say it's really longer than 2 weeks. And when you look at the FSBOs, kind of like when Elise was talking earlier, the for sale by owners that really have a successful sale and get their home sold without involving anybody else, they normally already had the buyer lined up in the form of a family or a friend, a family member or a friend. And so the ones that don't have that lined up, they really don't have the marketing spread to get the word out about their house in a way that actually helps them find that buyer that can actually complete the sale. And that's why they throw in the towel and end up working with the realtor. So if we take a look at iBuyers, they're only selling about 1% of the houses on the market, and their offer to home sellers is basically the convenience and certainty of the sale that we were talking about earlier. So the real question to you as a seller is, how much is that worth to you? So just in a quick example, if your house is worth $300,000 and they buy it from you, and let's say it's a 10% discount, right? That's $30,000 that you're walking away from. And most of the time, these iBuyers are really about 15 to 20% below market value by the time it's all said and done and the money money that you get in your pocket, because they start off with a pretty decent offer that's maybe close to fair market value, but then they have inspections and they have repairs that need to be done and they have some other little fees that are involved. And then when you get to your bottom line, you could be out $60,000, $70,000 on this deal. So that's why you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And really, we just need to look at their business model, right? Their model is to buy your house for less than market value and then turn around and sell it for market value. And they make that little margin in between. And really, for them, the more below market value that they can get your house, the better off that they're going to be. I mean, just think about it, right? If they bought your house at market value, they can't then turn around and sell it at market value and make any money. So just their business model is against your best interest unless you really have the need for convenience and that certainty, which can be the case. And like we said, we can help you sell directly to an iBuyer. And that way you're still represented and you can still get the best of both worlds. And then there's people that are using Zillow, Realtor.com, and other sites like that to search the web for houses. And a lot of them think, hey, I don't need a realtor because I can find the house myself online. So what a lot of them don't realize is finding the house is just one small part of the whole transaction. But the other side of that coin is also that all that data that's online on Zillow and Realtor.com and all those sites, that's all coming from the information that the realtors are putting into the MLS. So if you think about it, realtors are paying for the tool, the MLS. They've actually developed and built that tool, and they're the ones that are putting all the data and all the information that makes that site current. And so these other sites wouldn't really have much information to share or to pass on to you if it wasn't for realtors feeding the MLS with data. The bottom line when it comes to selling your house is that there's over 115 different steps that need to be managed, executed, and done in the right order in order for you to have a successful sale. And really finding a ready, willing, and able buyer is only one of those steps. So there's a ton more to do. So if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't want to learn, or if you just don't want to spend the time, energy, money, and effort that it takes to get it done, I mean, that's why we're here. Just, hey, hit the easy button and call us, and we can walk you through the whole thing. And that'll let you get back and focus on that major life event, the original reason why you're trying to sell in the first place. So let us take care of that for you.
Exactly. That's what we're here for. We're here to make the home selling process easier for you. And so don't make it harder for yourself. Call us. Our information's in the description and we would love to talk to you. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
That's right. Call us, text us, or email us, and we can set up a time to either answer your questions or come out to your house and give you a market analysis on it. So again, thanks for watching. And as we like to say,
Keep Austin weird.
keep San Antonio cool.